Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and now for the fun. So in a previous video, and I'll have it either linked up here or down below, I had shown the reveal of the Spellbinders All Aboard Christmas Kit. Yes, you heard that right, Christmas Kit. And it was jam-packed with just a lot. Let's just say a lot. So this video here, I am going to put together the projects. Okay, so let's get started because I'm going to keep you in suspense. Okay, so let's get started. So I handled this, limited edition kit or Christmas kit just as I do all of the other Spellbinders kits. I am somebody that gravitates towards collaging, to building. That's probably why I do like to die cut or use die cut, because you can layer with them. You're adding your own texture and dimension. So this is very much the same. I set these cards up the exact same, meaning there's a video for the June 2021 card kit that I did. At the end, I actually showed my process, how I lay out those card bases and literally get the pieces of paper from the paper pad together, cut them down all to a certain size, and just start layering. Then pulled out the die cuts, started throwing them on top. Literally, it's what I do, what my eye just takes for it, and that was what was placed down. I did these the same way. This kit is massive, and it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. So as you can see, I'm going to be putting cards together, and yes, I am going to be putting tags together. And believe it or not, we can use the same process for our tags. We can use the card bases, because you're not just getting 10 card bases and envelopes in here, and I forget the number. You are getting, as I reach for that awesome piece of paper, that cardstock that comes in and tells you, you're getting 25 cards and 25 envelopes. So you have so much more that you can use, and use it in a different way. Maybe this is that only one kit that you get. It doesn't mean you're just limited to making cards. You can make cards, you can make tags, you can make home decor, you can make banners. You can make anything that you want. Just think about, how can I get outside that box and put that all together? Your designs can go from simplest, meaning clean and simple. Right here, I am taking just 2 pieces of the pattern paper, layered them up, and using the glitter stickers that are on this. And voila, we have a beautiful card front. Clean and simple. Again, pattern paper will do all the work for you. You just have to cut it to size. That is the beauty of a paper craft. There is so much that you can do. And yes, there is so much that's out there. So many techniques, so many things to try. You may not like it. You may love it. Over the years, I've been paper crafting, I'm going to say, I don't know how long. I just can't remember. Maybe 6, 7 years now? I don't know. But I can time it, because it was shortly after I saw the first video, Lindsay the Frugal Crafter's Stamp School. Yes, that's when I started, and that was right about the time that I started watching Jennifer McGuire. And both of those two, I am very thankful that they have brought me here in this wonderful community that we have, to help encourage you all and to let you all know that you can do this. So back to all those techniques. Yes, we have so many techniques, but try them. And there's other things that you can use to try so that you don't go into that huge investment. That's another reason why I do like the Spellbinders card kit. You can range from the most simplistic, clean and simple, to the most detailed. And notice how I said detailed, not difficult, detailed. That's what techniques are. Some techniques are easier, than others. Doesn't mean you can't do them. You just gotta try. I've said before, you know, my grandmother used to always say, how do you know if you don't try? Well, I say that here. So I hear my grandmother in the back of my head, and my mother. Try it. And there are alternatives, as I said, when it comes to watercolors, watercolor pencils, color pencils. There are other items that you can use, even though you see a lot of people using the polychromos or the Prismacolors or those luminance things. Yes, I call them that. So again, this kit offers a lot, whether it's this one or their monthly kit. All right, so again, try those different things. I am one that does gravitate towards the collaging. I know this has a stamp set, this has a die set. But again, I gravitate towards that collaging. It's what I enjoy doing, and that's what this is about. What you yourself enjoy doing. If you just enjoy taking all of these die cuts and putting them on the card like I do, awesome. You are creating art. So again, we do things that we enjoy, that we have that comfort zone, or that we can just get lost in. There's times when I put these kits together, and as I'm moving along, so to speak, when I have them all laid out, I get into this zone where everything just shuts off around me and I'm focusing in on this and I can just keep going. You know that when you do that and when you get into that zone, that is when you are truly, and you have hit that beautiful peak of being creative, and enjoy it. It's a wonderful feeling that when that happens, and it does happen, it really does. So let that happen. And it'll just happen automatically. And there's times when you're doing this, you won't even realize it. You won't even realize what you're doing. And then when you're done, you can look at it and say, well, how did I do that? It's not creepy. It's not scary. It's wonderful. So those are the things that I promote. Try everything. Enjoy everything. Know that when you create something, you are creating your piece of art. It is never, never going to look like anybody else's. It's just not. Even if you use the same exact pieces and products, it's not going to look like that person that you're admiring, that you're being inspired by. Because you have your techniques and they have theirs. So know that. And don't be frustrated by it. Because as you keep practicing that technique that they're showing, that way to watercolor, or use your alcohol markers or your colored pencils, you are going to develop your technique, your way of working with them. It's never going to be exact. Never. And that's the beauty of this craft as well. That's the beauty of art. Okay? We learn, we do the same things from people that are inspire us. You know, look, when you take art classes, you are actually working and looking at the Monets or the Picassos or the Rembrandts and their techniques by copying their works. You're not selling it, but you're copying their works. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful that that's how our brain does. And when we keep doing it just a little bit each day, we learn that process. We learn that. Okay, so you can see we're continuing through these cards. Again, guys, for those of you that have seen my previous videos, you know that's what this is. So these videos always turn into, yes, you can do it, and I'm going to help you do it, and I'm going to support you when you do this. Because I know everyone can do it. We hear a lot, I don't have talent. Nobody needs talent. Nobody needs talent to be creative. Because honestly, we do it every day. We just don't realize it. We think being creative is adding paper. is adding paint, adding some type of medium. Life every day is being creative because you're writing the story. You're living it. You are creating your story. There, use that word, creating. So understand that, and you can apply it to this. And that's what I'm here for. That is what my ultimate goal is to encourage you and to be that cheerleader in the background. Because you know what? Every day we do need to have that cheerleader. So that's what I do. At least that's what I try to do. Hopefully I'm successful. But I do think that this kit is perfect for a person who just wants to taste. Just wants to have that taste of what this would be like. This would be perfect. I do know, and somebody's going to say it in the comments, that this is difficult. You know, the shipping is horrific in Europe. I understand that, and unfortunately, you know, it's just how it is. I will not speak for people who ship. I won't speak for any company when it comes to their shipping, how this one can do this and how this one can do that. It's just how it is. But there is possibilities of doing this when it comes to that. And again, it's your choice. Absolutely your choice. But I do think this is great for people that are just dipping their toes in when it comes to that. And you can see all the different ways, you know, that pattern paper in the background right here is just doing half the work. And I'm just adding a few die cuts right on top of it. And then adding some little tiny side pieces just to tuck in, because that to me is enjoyable. I love to just pick up that cardstock after I've glued it down and said, whoops, gotta shove that in there. And we can do that. We don't destroy anything. Everything is just, you know, perfectly fine with that. So you can see we're adding dimension with this card. So again, that was my rant. That was my, you know, rah, rah, rah. I think there's going to be one day where I do a video just on that. And maybe I'll even try to show my face, because, you know, I even have comments with that. Why don't you show your face? You know, it's sometimes people are uncomfortable with that. I've done it a couple times. Hey, it's me. So I'm adding some of the gems that also come into the kit as well. So again, the cards are all the same with those that I've put together. So remember, in this, I've actually put together 10 cards, which are, of course, are what you're watching now. And you can see that I've put that in upside down. Yep, I'm good with it. Yes, I'm going to let it like that. I think it's a good comic relief when somebody opens the card and they're trying to open it and you're sitting there laughing because, like, all you have to do is turn it around. It's upside down. So, because I'm sadistic that way. I like to have fun when it comes to a gift card, because to me that's a gift. I mean, we put a lot of work into that, by all means. So yeah. But again, I am warped. I have an extremely warped sense of humor. So for this one here, again, just focusing on that that pattern paper background. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm using some of the solid cardstock to create a frame around that, and then I've cut a couple of strips from the glitter cardstock that is also in this kit. You get a gold and you got a red. They are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm just layering them right next to each other. And again, just putting it right on top of the pattern paper, not worried that you know, it's cutting the pattern paper. That adds interest, makes it look like you've cut that pattern paper to separate it. Meanwhile, you've just put strips on top of it. So again, you create these illusions as you create your layers, whether it's with solid pattern paper or a die cut. You're creating that dimensional illusion, which is cool, which is really cool. And again, it takes nothing at all. I'm going to add some sequins to the sentiment that I chose from the die cut pack. And now we're going to continue through. So this one's going to have a woodland. So each of the cards that I create, there's usually like a theme, so to speak. And I kind of show that when it comes to the process. So if I have a lot of floral images in the die cuts, they are all going to go together, whether they're the chipboard, the puffy stickers, or anything that they provide. I usually take all of the florals and put them on one card. If there's vintage items per se, like postcards and tickets and all of that, I usually put those all on another card. If there's woodland, like you have here, you've got creatures, I'll usually put those all on one card and just layer them up. Now, usually as I'm putting these cards together, I'm separating them at some point, because my mind will change as I'm putting all of these cards together. So maybe if I have like 10 characters here, you know, I'm like, okay, you know what? I just want to use 2 of them, use 3 of them, but I want to put them on this card as well. I can add them to this card. So again, I just get lost and just keep building when it comes to what these collages are going to look like, or how they're going to be built, and so forth. So again, it's never ending. It always changes. Just because I put all of those together doesn't mean that we're not going to change our mind. I do like to use both the pattern paper and the solid cardstock, because remember, kits are made to go together. So it doesn't matter what you choose, whether it's the pattern paper or the solid cardstock, it's all going to match. So you don't have to give yourself that frustration. Oh, I don't know if this goes together. Oh, I don't know if this. Your eye will tell you if something just doesn't look right, and you'll go, Rrr. You'll stop. But everything is made to go together when it comes to kits. So that's great. And that's why you can just throw things. And I literally do that. I literally just place it. I'm kind of like, well, let's put that one over there. Oh, let's put that one over there. You can literally do that with this kit. Now, sometimes if I've chosen 2 pattern papers where the design, the images are kind of the same size, not the same shape, but if they're both small in print, or medium in print, or large in print, I will add some solid cardstock to it to frame one of those pieces, the one that's going on top of each other. It helps to separate them. Just like here, when it comes to this pattern paper here, and I do apologize, I am still learning my whole lighting system. Sometimes I get carried away with the brightness, so I do apologize how sometimes things are looking like they're fading, they're bleeding out. So I do really apologize. I'm getting better. I'm sorry. Just by adding that gold strip on that one works. After I had all of the cards done, I'm like, you know what? I love this sentiment set. I am a huge fan of building sentiments now. So this is great. So I pulled out my Simon Says Intense Black, because again, I know it says Intense Black, but I don't think it's an intense black. I love the softness of this black. If I want a true crisp, I will use either my VersaFine or one of the Obsidians. I usually grab my VersaFine, but why not stamp our sentiments in the center? Or in the center? All right, let me phrase that. Why not stamp our sentiments on the inside of our card? And that's exactly what I did. We've got these beautiful large sentiments, and we can put things around it to build. So, and that's pretty much what I did. So for each one of the cards, I stamped inside, which, again, for those of you that have been here, you know that's rare. I rarely stamp inside. And, you know, Amy R., she is so inspiring for me as she makes her cards, because she always goes to the inside and carries that pattern in. And I'm like, you know what? This is just a great idea. She is so inspiring with this, and I always forget. So, yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But again, figured we could do this, and it's a way to put that stamp set. So yes, now you're seeing me use the stamp set. Again, everybody has their own I love reading the comments from all you guys. I really do. They are inspiring. They are uplifting for me because you guys, some of you are trying new things. Some of you are saying, hey, I never knew that. And all of that. And that's what this is all about. And then there's some that just, you know, well, you didn't use this. And I'm like, okay. It's awesome. I truly do enjoy it at times. So you can see I'm just continuing. We are at the second card now, and just building. You know, whether it's we just use the joy, or we just use the wonderful, or we build that sentiment around it. You can have so much fun. I mean, you could actually build like a paragraph, which is awesome with this one. And I love the different fonts. I love the script, the large script, and I am a huge fan of typewriter type font. Obviously I do love vintage. I do gravitate towards that as well. So we've got this vintage collage feel. All right, tags. Let's make some tags. We've got 25 card bases. I've already used 10. Well, I'm going to use 5 of them. And all I did was just cut that card base in half. And I have a template here for tags, and I just put that up alongside of it to cut off the edges. So 5 card bases is going to give me 10 tags, or cards if you want them, because I kept the folded edge at the top. So when it came to that card base, it's a standard A2 size card base for all 25. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, if you make a portrait card, it's going to be a side folded card. If you make a landscape, it's going to be a top folding card at that point. So because with the tags, I took the card base and made it a landscape so that it's now a top folding, and I cut it in half. So if it's 5 1/2, I cut it at 2 3/4. So these tags are actually measuring 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And that's all you have to do. Now, let's do the same thing that we do with our cards. Let's collage. Let's just grab some strips. So all of the strips, when it comes to, and this is what I use. So when it comes to creating my card bases, okay, when I'm adding the pattern paper, I take the pattern paper, I take half of the pad, I just pull it out, and each sheet is cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It all depends on my mood, or 4 by 5 1/4. So it's one of those three. It all depends on what I'm doing, and every sheet is cut to that. Well, I have strips that are left over. I do not let them go to waste. They either go into my envelope that I have for my junk journals for scraps, because that's where I'll use those, or depending upon what they are, I'll put them in another packet to use them for other cards. So why not use these? Use them here. And that's exactly what I did. I just grabbed a bunch of them, laid them out next to me, and I'm just pulling from them. When it comes to the tags, you are actually watching it on the fly. You're all like, what does that mean? On the fly. So on the fly actually means I'm just grabbing all of these. These were not necessarily laid out. Since I have off to the left, I have all of the pattern papers laid out. I have the chipboard pieces or puffy stickers or die cuts that I really liked. And I have those laid out as well. And then I just cut strips. You can see those in the upper left-hand corner. I just cut strips from the glitter cardstock so that I could use those as an accent. And as I'm pulling all, and again, this is very much sped up. I mean, if I kept this for the entire length of how long these took me to make, it would have been an hour and a half. Now, that does not include the cards where I'm laying out the stuff and all of that. So about 2 hours. 2 hours total to make 10 cards, 10 tags, and you'll see what else we make at the end. Very simple. So these are kind of just like, yep, I like this. Yep, I like this. Yep, I want to do this. Yep, I want to do this. And all of that fun stuff. So, and again, just at that time, as I'm continuing through, I got into that zone where I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is awesome. And yes, my sister is going to be thrilled. So every year for Christmas, I started a tradition for my sister, which kind of like affects me. Because every year for Christmas, she must have the box where I give her, so all throughout the year, I make tags, whether they're birthday tags, whether they're holiday tags, or anything like that. And they just go into a box. And then there's also ornaments that I make. And a lot of times I make duplicates of the ornaments or triplicates and all of this stuff. Well, again, a set of those goes into this box. So she looks forward to this box every year. Here's what's funny. Yeah, I'm going to ramble again. I forgot the box one year for Christmas because we get together Christmas Day. And let me tell you what, it was not a pleasant Christmas. She was truly upset. I mean, she loved everything else that she got, but all I did, I forgot the box. I forgot to wrap it because I have it sitting in one place in my room where I can just keep throwing them in there. And yeah, she was really, really upset, absolutely hysterical. So yeah, it was not a pleasant time. So I literally left to go get it. Yeah, because if I didn't, the evil eyes were starting to hurt. But you know what? I think that's great. You know, we have someone who absolutely loves it and enjoys them, and that's what this is all about. But yeah, it was, and I'm like, don't you like everything else? Look, I got you this. You really wanted it. She goes, I love that box. And she is the type of person too, that when she opens like a box like this, she will look at every single item. So yeah, it can be an all-day affair, just opening up gifts, because we do it in the round. You know, everyone has a pile, and each person opens one, and then it goes to the next person. Yeah, everyone gets really upset, and they kind of ask me, could you please make her last with the box? I'm like, okay. So we've actually started doing that, where she can't open this until the very last, and she will be the last person. Everybody else will have their gifts open because they want to go take a nap, or they want to go watch football or sports, or someone's got to go cook or something like that. So it's funny. You know, we all love the holidays. The holidays are great. Traditions are started. Traditions are developed, which is absolutely wonderful. And that's what makes it fun. We still keep some of the traditions that our parents created for us. So my sister and I, we kind of take on that role to make sure those traditions are there. And then we add our own. And enjoy every minute of it. So you can see, same process, layering up the tag, putting on those chipboards, putting on those embellishments, just adding all of these items to our tags. I had a ball with these. These were absolutely, completely enjoyable. Loved, loved, loved. Now again, you'll see what I mean when I say these could be tags or these could be cards. So what I mean, or when I say that, is, you could just put these in the mail, to people using, use a standard A2 size envelope. It would be fine. They would be great quick notes. Maybe these are something that you could use for work. Maybe you've got, a lot of cards that you just like, where I used to work. I used to make a card and make like a little tiny covering for a piece of chocolate out of paper for everybody in my building. I just enjoy that when it came to that. And it was the same card, that I made. So I always made sure I chose one that was, simple, but effective. We'll go with that. So, these would be great. Minimal supplies, use up your scraps, and they're beautiful. So, I mean, that's something that you can do. But what I mean is when it comes to using, I lost my train of thought. It's awesome when you do a voiceover and you do that, isn't it? Okay, yeah, Oh, so yes, card or tag. So I have the folded edge at the top. So this is like my version of a top folding A2 card, which is my go-to. I kept that fold in there. Now, I'm still going to punch the hole. I'm still going to add my loopy tassel that comes off the top. But it's still going to open up like a card. So you could write your message on the inside. You could just put to and from on the inside. You know, again, you've got all things. Or maybe you're going to see somebody that this could serve a dual purpose for the gift. Not only will it be the tag, but it can also be the card. So you don't have to remember to put a card when you already have a tag handmade. So that's where I was going with that. It took it a long way around. So sorry. I'm going to make sure I put, you know, Gabby in the title on this one because it's a long, but I also didn't want the video to go at mock speed. This is actually sitting at like a 3.5. So yeah, you know, and again, I like you guys to see as much of the process as possible unless I walk away. You don't need to see that process. There's nothing going on. So yeah. Hey, Gabby, I gotta get through this. You know, I can't keep talking about the same thing. Again, a lot of you have seen these videos before, so you know it's collaging. I'm just grabbing those items and just having fun with it. But I have to admit, I really did have a lot of fun with the tags. I do love to make tags. To me, tags can be cards. Tags can be ornaments on a tree. They can just do a lot. Which is absolutely awesome. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, I have still so much left over, but let's really recap. Let's go over. These are all of the cards that we made. And again, I used the stamp set to simply stamp inside using all of the wonderful techniques of collaging, which, as most of you know, is my favorite technique. I love collaging, and especially with this kit. There is so much that can be added. Now remember, the kit just came with play tags, or plain tags. So why not just turn them into gift tags by simply adding some of the twine that came with the kit. And wait till you see, we also did collage tags by taking some of those card bases and making gift tags. Or maybe you don't want to make a card for somebody and you do have a gift for them. We can now write our message inside. So they are dual-ended here. We made 10 cards, 10 tags, and we real quick put together 5 tags that were already pre-made for us. And guys, this is just scratching the surface when it comes to this kit. So I hope when you get yours, you will have as much fun as I did. Again, Spellbinders all aboard Christmas kit. Make sure you get yours before they are sold out. I'm sure this one will go very fast. All right, everyone. I will have all the links down below in the video description as always. Make sure you leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Enjoy. Yes, we are in the month of August, but we can sure, as always, keep creating our holiday cards all year round. So everyone, take care, be safe, but always remember what's most important. Always be creative. Till the next video, guys. Take care.